Good morning students. In today's class we are going to see state variable of a dynamic system, block representation of a control system, concept of state variable characterization. So first the state variable of a dynamic system. As I told, the dynamic system is nothing but system with memory. Suppose if you are using any energy storage elements like inductor or capacitor, then that is going to be your dynamic system. Why? Because your output voltage at any time t greater than or equal to 0 depends on your present applied input plus the initial energy stored on the energy storage element. So only it is called as your dynamic system. So how many number of energy storage elements we have connected in a particular circuit will reflect the number of state variables. So we need to do a time domain analysis. Why we need a time domain analysis in case in the design of your control system means we need to utilize to do this time domain analysis, we have to utilize the concept of state, that is concept of your state variable. The state of a system is nothing but a set of variables, that is set of state variables, that the knowledge of these variables and the input function will with the equations describing the dynamics provide the future state and the output of the system. So we have state variable, output variable and input variable based on your so your state equation depends on your state variable as well as your input variable, whereas your output equation depends on your state variable and output variable. So here the state of a dynamic system is nothing but set of collection of variables, set of state variables which is having a knowledge of which will provide the dynamics of the data, that is which will provide the dynamic state of the complete system, that provide the future state and output of your system. So in case of your dynamic system, the state of a system is described in terms of set of state variables. As I told, the state variables is represented with a letter called x, x1 of t, x2 of 3, x3 of t, and it goes on to xn of t. Suppose if the number of energy storage element in your connected circuit is 4, means the number of state variables is 4, that is x1 of t, x2 of t, x3 of t and x4 of t. In case if the number of state variables connected in the circuit is 3, then you will have only 3 state variables, that is x1 of t, x2 of t, x3 of t. Likewise, you have to decide the number of state variables. Here, why we are putting it as a t? Because it depends upon your time function. So, we are writing it as time. It is the set of state variables in terms of your time function. It is the general block representation of your state system, control system. So, it is your control system. You have an input signal and you have a output signal. It is your static system. So when you are having any initial conditions, it means that when you have a energy storage element, compulsory that energy storage element will have a initial charge. So what is the initial charge available and what is your input? Based on these two factors, if you get the output, it is called as your dynamic system. It is the general block representation of the system. The input variable is represented with a letter called U and the output variable is represented with a letter called Y. And in between you are going to imply the initial condition, right? So that we are going to consider it as X. The state variable is considered as X, input variable as U and output variable as Y. The state variable will describe the future response of the system, that gives your present state, excitation input and the equations describing the dynamics. So here your input and along with the state variable will provide the dynamics of the system at its output. We'll consider a simple example of on-off light switch. So here the switch can either be in on position or off position. Thus there are only two possible values. One is either 0 or 1. If the switch is on, it is going to be 1. If the switch is off, it is going to be 0. So if you know the present state of the switch at time t is equal to t naught, at one particular time, if you know the present state of the switch and if you apply a time domain analysis, you can determine the future value of the particular state of the element. This is how you need to expand your analysis towards your applications. One more time I'll repeat. You consider the on and off light. So on off, only two conditions are there. So if the switch is on, your assumption value is 1. If the switch is off, the state is going to be 0. So if you know the present state, that is at present, at time t is equal to t naught, if you know the present state of the switch, then it is possible for us to determine the future value of the state of the element. Next is your concept of your state variable. You can see it is your state variable analysis is not only applied to your electric system or electronic system, it is also applied to your mechanical system to have a stability analysis. So here the concept of the set of state variables that represents the dynamic system is explained by using the spring mass damper system. It is your spring mass damper system. The spring is represented with a constant K, mass M, and it is your damper. Damper usually will be representing with B, or it can be C. So the number of state, whatever, like in our problem solution. So furthermore we will solve some problems, right? So there we will be using B, that is for a spring it is K, for damper we'll be using it B, mass M. So here the number of state variable is chosen to represent the system should be as small as possible in order to avoid the redundant state variable. So we need to select, or we need to choose the state variable that is representing the system in order to avoid the redundant state variable. So a set of state variable is sufficient to describe this particular system, that includes the position of your velocity, because based on the spring elongation only your that is mass, if you increase the weight, the spring is going to get elongated. So a set of state variable is sufficient to describe the complete system that includes the position and velocity of the mass. So therefore we will define a set of variables as x1 and x2. x1 of t is y of t, x2 is dy of t by dt, that is first order differentiation of your x1 of t. Kinetic and potential energy is, kinetic energy E1 is equal to half mv square, E2 is equal to half k, that is due to spring balance, ky square, and according to the Lagrangian of the system equation, it is expressed as L is equal to E1 minus E2. So the equation is expressed as d by dt of partial derivative of E1 minus E2 divided by dou y minus partial derivative of E1 minus E2 divided by dou y, which is equal to Qy. It is your Lagrange equation. Now for this particular problem, if you write your state variable, if you write the equation of the mass in terms of state variable, we can write it as m into d square y by dt square plus c into dy by dt plus k into x is equal to u of t. So you can write it here. When you apply a mass, so when you apply certain weight, it gets displaced. So you have three components. One is your mass, spring and damper. The mass is represented with m into d square x by dt square. So if the displacement is going to be x1, you can write it as m into d square x1 divided by dt square plus k into x1, that is displacement, plus c into d x1 divided by dt. It is the equation of the motion in terms of your state variable. Suppose if the elongation, if your elongation is x2, then it will be m into dx2 divided by d square x2 divided by dt square. Why we are writing it as dx2? Here we have written x1 is equal to y of t, x2 is equal to dy of t by dt, replacing all your physical variable by state variable. So the representation of your state variable is x. So replacing all your physical variable by state variable, you will get this equation. So this is the equation that describes the behavior of the spring mass damper system as a set of two first order differential equation. So this set of differential equation describes the complete behavior of the system in terms of rate of change of state variable. This is how you need to convert your system in terms of your state variable. Next is your state variable characterization of the system. So in the next class, we will read in depth about the state variable characterization of the system. Thank you, students.